Hey everybody, it's Flame of Goth here, and I know I've been gone for a while, but I'll explain to you why very shortly. But until then, I'm going to show you my Exodia build for Dueling Network. Now, this Exodia build, I know you're going to rage if you play on Dueling Network. You'll be like, Exodia, you're going to win in one turn because you only use magic cards and you never let the other person play. Well, I made my deck specifically so that the other person stands an extremely good chance at winning. So, let's just get this started. By the way, it was inspired by the US champion that made it to the top 8 in the World Championship, and that was just awesome that he made it that far with an Exodia deck, and yeah, let's get going. This is it. We have Gore's Emissary of Darkness, the pieces of Exodia, 3 of this guy, 2 Pots of Duality, a Pot of Avarice, 3 Jar of Greeds, Sanguine, so Scarecrow, 2 Soul Takers, 3 One Day of Pieces, 3 Upstart Goblins, 3 Hopes for Escaping, 3 Legacies of Yadagrasu, 2 Accumulated Fortunes, 3 Reckless Greeds, a Solemn Judgment, and a Solemn Warning. Now, starting off, we got us Gore's here. This guy is a beast. I don't know why he's only why he's limited to 1. He should just be banned. Well, no, but kind of. What this guy does, if you have no cards on your field and you take damage, you could special summon him. That's a level 7 on your field right there. Second turn. Ugh. And what the kicker is his ability. If it was battle damage, you could summon a level 7 light fairy token that has attack and defense equal to the amount of damage you took. So, like, if an enemy attacked with Excalibur, it has 4,000 attack, and unlike Excalibur, its attack stays at 4,000. His effect, and if it's effect damage, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the amount you take. With this build, the first effect is the most useful. Just straight out like that, because I'll tell you why because we don't want the enemy to be taking damage with this build. I'll show you why. Emissary of the Afterlife, from field to graveyard, get a piece of Exodia. There you go. Paw of Duality, you could see the next 3 cards in your deck, pick one of them, it could be useful. These are all typical cards run in Exodia decks, by the way, so far. Now this one, I don't usually see. Pot of Avarice. Select 5 monster cards in your graveyard, shuffle those cards into the deck, and draw 2 cards. This is especially useful if an enemy is using something like card destruction or hand destruction. You have to get rid of your Exodia cards. You use this guy, they go back into your deck, draw 2 cards. They just wasted their cards, and you just could have won the game. Jars of Greed, I don't use it to draw cards so much as chain material. We'll get into that later. Sanguine. Like Emissary, he gets popped off. You could take one of these guys to your hand. Swift Scarecrow. I like to call this guy Swift Troll Crow because I had 3 of him in my hand once. 3 of my One Days of Peace. I held Chaos Dragons off for 6 turns. I won the game. They rage quit. Upstart Goblin. Draw a card. Enemy gains 1,000 life points. This. Oh wait, did I go over Soul Taker? I'll go over that next. I don't use it so much to draw a card as have the enemy gain 1,000 life points. And once again, we'll get into that. Soul Taker, same thing. Enemy gains 1,000 life points. Destroy 1 face of monster your opponent controls. It just works really good with this build. Also, you get to get rid of their, like, say, their own Gore's token or their Grapha Dragon Lord thingy or anything pretty much. Hope for Escape. This is what my deck is focused on. Pretty much, if you have 1,000 or less, or 1,000 life points less than your opponent, you could activate this, and after you pay 1,000 life points, draw 1 card for every 2,000 points difference between you and your opponent. What I like to do, have an enemy hit me a lot, summon Gore's at the last second, chain 3 of these together, draw about 15 cards, because I had the enemy gain a whole bunch of life points from these guys. I could have, out of those 15 cards, there are only 20 cards left in your deck. I just drew Exodia. And yeah, that's pretty much what this deck is focused on. Legacy of Yatagarasu, same as Jar of Greed, pretty much the exact same card, except if they have a spirit card, you could draw an additional card. So yeah, that works. Now here, but just like Jar, I really only use this for chain material for this. Activate is Chain Link 4 or higher, draw 2 cards. You cannot activate this card if multiple cards/effects with the same name are in that chain. What this does, your enemy goes to Heavy Storm your field because, whoa, this is the first turn. They lay down 5 magic and trap cards. I gotta get rid of these things. Holy crap. Let's see, well, no, not really. Let's say it's the 3rd turn and they still don't know you're running Exodia. They try to destroy everything. You have had your opponent gain 2,000 life points. Activate this. Activate this. Activate this. And you could draw like 4 cards right there. And then even if you have Reckless Greed, what Reckless Greed does, in case you didn't know, it can, you draw your next 2 draw phases pretty much all at once. So it just speeds things up. But you can't draw the next 2 turns. So it's, yeah. But yeah, pretty much most of these I run a lot of trap cards just so I could chain it to this card. And then Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning. Solemn Warning, use this card only in the beginning of the battle, the duel, or else you're going to regret it because you won't be able to negate a summoning or something later on in the duel because you won't have enough life points. Because if you activate this, you won't be able to activate any of your Hope for Escapes, which you've been saving up. Solemn Judgment, on the other hand, you could pretty much activate that whenever, so long as you keep yourself over 1,000 life points, depending on how many Hope for Escapes you have. But yeah, that's my Exodia build, and I'll take you to the game to show you how I play it really fast, so until then, I'll be right back.